It wasn't easy in the beginning, Definitely that's a business. You got to go out, you got to find clients. I've been in the barber game for close to 10 years now. I used to sell chargers in high school. I used to have little yard sales when I was young. I was like 8 years old, man. Selling all my old toys and stuff just to make some money. But
you're there once a week, but you got your team and your management team just managing everything. Money's coming in, it's cash flowing, and then you decided to get into real estate because the most millionaires are made in this business.
Exactly.
But man, talk to us about this journey, man. Talk to me about getting into this barbershop, man. Talking about how you started cutting hair. I know you've been doing this for a decade now. Tell me how you got into that, and then how you transitioned from that to the real estate space.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, it's definitely been a long journey. I've been in the barber game for close to 10 years now. It wasn't easy in the beginning, Definitely that's a business. You got to go out, you got to find clients, So it's a lot of hustle in the back end that a lot of people don't see. But once, I did that for a couple years, started cutting hair at 14 years old. By the time I was 18 years old, I opened my first barbershop with, my partner, Frankie. So we got that going on. We have 16 chairs in there now. Growing that, transitioning to the real estate stuff, it's been a journey, man. But, definitely happy to be here.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. You're a born hustler, man,
Yeah,
So you started at like 14 years old?
Yeah.
So what'd you do before that?
Man, I'd sell anything I can get my hands on. I used to sell chargers in high school. I used to, have little yard sales when I was young. I was like 8 years old, man, selling all my old toys and stuff just to make some money. But
that's a straight hustler, man. So how'd you know that the barber gig, cutting hair, was the right thing? Were you good right off the bat, or did you have to get that experience first?
No, man, I wasn't really too good off the bat. It was just kind of something. So I didn't really grow up in I had a single mother growing up. My father was kind of in and out of my life. So, definitely always looking for different ways to make money, help out the family and stuff like that. And, I was always picky with my haircuts, man. I stuck to one barber for a couple years and, didn't really let anybody else touch my hair. And after that, I was like, my mom didn't really have time to take me to the barber shop, the money to give me haircuts every week. So I was like, let me give this a shot,
Yeah. You used to cut your own hair?
Yeah, I still do.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of barbers just cut their own hair. They don't even let anybody else touch their hair.
Yeah. I still let my guys touch my hair. All the guys at the shop, they're all good. It takes me a little while. It takes me a good 2 hours to cut my own hair, but yeah, when I got the time, I'll do it.
Yeah, because you want it just right,
Exactly.
So that's why you gotta do it yourself. They say if you want to do something right, you gotta do it yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to Donald Trump, right?
That's what it is, man. So, man, that's crazy, man. Your journey, now you got a 7-figure business. I know you did over $1 million in gross sales. You've been doing this for 6 years, right? I know you're expanding now too, right?
Yeah. We got something up in the air about another barbershop and stuff like that. Just trying to pick the right spot. Trying to go about it the right way. That's a big thing that I had to learn when I was first starting the barbershop. You definitely gotta, you gotta invest in some quality things you're gonna put in there. Especially if you want barbers to pay the booth rent. Higher booth rent. You gotta have nice chairs, man. We just placed an order for 16 new chairs. We just did a remodel at the old barbershop we have. So, that was a pretty penny there, but. It's you got to invest into quality things off the bat so they last you longer. The first chairs we bought for the barbershop, they probably lasted us about a year before we had to buy a new whole set of chairs, And at the time, I think we only had like 8 chairs at the time, so it wasn't too crazy, but, we just had spent a nice chunk of change on chairs the year prior, so now with certain experiences you get, going along the way, you kind of have better routes to take as far as going about certain things, in business.
Yeah. So do you recommend going quality right off the bat, or because you said 100%. You came in, you got like the beginner stuff, right? The intermediate stuff, and now you're like, hey, that only lasted me a year. Now I'm going with the more expensive stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
What's the difference between the beginners and the intermediate and the expert? Like, what's the difference?
So as far as quality wise and like barber chairs and stuff like that, it's definitely the quality, the build of them. You feel as soon as you sit in the chair, you feel the difference. The chair is more stable. Not only that, but you have less problems like with the pumps and stuff like that. The leather on the chair is going to last you a lot longer. And not only that, but it gives it a nicer look to the barbershop.
Right.
A luxury feel when you go in and you're like, oh, you got nice chairs, nice setup here.
People pay a premium when they see nice stuff.
Yeah. And, we've been blessed. Ever since the even before the remodel, we would get a lot of compliments on the barbershop. Like, hey, you know what, man, you guys got a nice barbershop here, nice environment. That's really what it's about.
Yeah. Give them that feel, man.
Yeah.
If you make them feel like $1,000,000, you're gonna spend $1,000,000.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah, man, that's one thing. So right now, I know you said you got brand new stuff. Where is this located, by the way?
So we're off of Laramie and Diversey, 5243 West Diversey. You know, Chicago, Illinois. It's called Exclusive Hair Studios. You guys are ever in the area, come check us out.
Yeah, if you're ever in the area in Chicago, man, you still gotta check out. I just got my hair cut done by Angel, the owner of the place. I wouldn't say that he's gonna always do your stuff, He's exclusive, appointment only. But man, there's a lot of other guys in that facility that can most definitely help you out. And what's the ranges, man? What do you guys range?
So walk-in price, it's $35 for a haircut. $40 for a haircut and a shave. We do graphics. We do pretty much everything there. So it kind of just depends on what service you're looking to get. Me personally, I charge 125 for a haircut. That's at the barbershop. But like today, we definitely we do house calls, we do office calls, whatever you guys.
Today we
need.
did an office call at the pod room, So that was really nice, man. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, always.
So man, barbershop's going well. You did that for a decade. You fully automated it where you have the systems in place, the processes, you got the people, right? Taking care of everything. And you only go there once a week, right? That's what you told me?
Yeah, just Saturdays, man. In the morning, 9 to 3.
9 to 3. So you're there once a week, but you got your team and your management team just managing everything. Money's coming in, it's cash flowing, and then you decided to get into real estate because the most millionaires are made in this business.
Exactly. And you know what? I actually wanted to get into real estate before I opened my own barbershop. So, as when I was younger, well, I'm not going to say young, but younger, I would definitely try to save as much money as I can, rack and stack, man, saving all my money. And then by the time I got out of high school, I was about to graduate high school, and I was in a predicament to where I want to get into real estate. But, I didn't really know too many people in Chicago. At the time I knew of Misael Arteaga. He's over there in Florida. He's a big developer out there. He's doing big things and stuff. So, I went out there. We were talking and stuff. He was like, man, you really like the barbershop stuff, I think you should open a barbershop and then get into real estate.
Right.
So I took that, I ran, and, I got back. I started buying all the stuff for the barbershop. I was ready to go. So, me and my partner, Frankie, he's a young cat too, man. He's young like me. He's probably like a year older, 2 years older. Yeah. Like-minded, so we definitely hit it off. We just started buying a bunch of stuff. And then, once the barbershop started running and, we had barbers in there, making some money, I was like, okay, you know what? Now I think it's a little bit more, I have a little bit more free time to, really go a little bit more into the real estate stuff,
Right. That's when you dabbled back into it, But you initially wanted to get into real estate from the beginning, but you didn't have that capital because, you're just fresh out of high school. How old are you now?
I'm 24. 24, about
man,
to be 25.
That's young, bro.
Yeah.
24, doing it big out here, man. So I know you have your real estate license now, your GC, and man, how many flips have you done so far?
So far, I've done 4 flips, and I've helped manage, I'd say, probably close to 10. So yeah, I was kind of, shout out to Kyle. Kyle Evans. He was the guy that kind of got the ball rolling for me and helped me out a lot. And even to this day, we're still really good friends. Do business together, stuff like that. And yeah, man, just kind of took it and ran.
That's what's up, man.
Ran, yeah.
So what's your main thing? What's your main goal in real estate? What do you want to do?
I want to be a billionaire, man.
Yeah.
A billionaire, yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to be. Yeah, we all want to be billionaires. But what's the actual thing? What do you want to do in real estate? Because there's so many avenues, right? There's Airbnb, property management, fixing and flipping, rentals, wholesaling, just being a realtor, retail stuff. What's the way that you're going?
So, like you said, I am licensed. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Illinois as well. But my main thing is definitely on the investing end. So I want to this year. So far we've been doing about 1 flip a year, but we're looking to ramp things up a lot this year. So we're looking to probably, acquire 2 to 3 flips a month. I got connected with you and your AK callers and all that stuff. So we got some stuff in the works with that.
Yeah.
Definitely want to get some more off-market deals and a little bit of wholesaling here and there, But yeah, man, as far as like on the investing side, it's definitely flips, and I'm looking to buy some more rentals to hold as well, because that's the real wealth, man.
Yeah, that's what I did, man. If you guys don't know what AK Callers is, it's a virtual assistant company that gets you off-market deals. So what happens? There's 3 things that you need. You need data, you need a dialer, and you need a caller. So once you get data, you dump it into a dialer, and then your cold callers call that list, extract all the warm leads, and now you're talking to hot leads that want to sell their property. right? And these are all off-market properties because there's no. Let's talk about you're a realtor, man. There's nothing in the market. Even if there is stuff in the market, it doesn't make sense for a seasoned investor.
Right.
We're not here to, work on 10, 20, 30K margins. We want fat spreads.
Exactly.
And there's no fat spreads. Like for a first-time flipper, he might, indulge in that stuff, but he's going to get burnt out because once he sees the rehab costs, the first timers don't really know what's going on.
Exactly.
If you're seasoned, you've done it a few times, hey, this is not a deal.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So you got to go off market. So I know you're starting with us now to acquire more off-market deals. Same thing with me, man. All my rentals, I got over 35 rentals. I've done over 100 flips. I've done over 300 wholesale deals, right? Even right now, I got 6 flips going on, right? So it's just like, how do we get all this stuff? It's all through off-market.
Right.
And then you need the right team too. And I got 3 GCs that work for me. So these 3 GCs are managing multiple projects at the same time. So that's, and the only way I got there is because I had enough inventory coming in to where I was like, hey, I could feed my team.
Exactly.
So if you want to scale your fix and flip business, you want to scale your wholesale operation, you want to scale any type of business, when it comes to the real estate side, you got to go off market, man.
Yeah.
And the name of the game, bro, it's leads, right?
Exactly.
The more leads equal the more opportunity, and the more opportunity equals the more money.
Exactly.
The more money you're gonna make. So that's basically the name of the game.
100%.
You gotta get more leads.
Yeah.
So talk to me about marketing, man. And I get really excited because I'm a marketer myself, right? I got multiple companies. So how do you market your barbershop, right? There's multiple ways to market it. There's PPC, there's organic, there's SEO, there's word of mouth. There's so many different types of ways. It always intrigues me to know how you market a single business, and what was your strategy? So
So for the barbershop then, a lot of pretty much most of our marketing is organic marketing, so we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on, TikTok and stuff like that. So we definitely post a lot of organic content through there. That gets us a lot of clients and a lot of word of mouth. I had a nice sized clientele when I started cutting hair, and we finally got the barbershop and stuff like that. And my partner had a nice clientele, and just kind of word of mouth, man, word of mouth, and people would just, oh, yo, that's your barbershop and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, come check us out, man.
So is it still organic? Still word of mouth?
Yeah. So we were actually I was speaking to my partner about doing some like paid marketing, so maybe we do little events here and there, like to where we'll sponsor little kids football teams, and we'll sponsor soccer teams, so that kind of helps out a lot too. But we want to get a little bit more engaged with the community and stuff like that. So we got some stuff in the works. Maybe do a couple events or something. Yeah,
man. Sponsorship's the best way, man. When you sponsor stuff, it's like you target their audience, right? So people are like, oh, who's this person? And when they want to give a shout out to this barbershop, they are sponsoring our event. Now all the kids are like, oh man, I want to get a haircut from these guys. Tell their parents like, hey, I want to get a haircut from these guys. And
take me to that barber.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way. Organic is really good. Referral base. Right. That's a really good marketing strategy there. Even for my coaching business, that's what it is, man. So to get another client, you need your other clients to be successful so they could tell their friends and family. Because they were like, hey, I want to join your coaching business, but how do I know I'm going to make some money? Well, referrals. Referral base is like the best way. Yeah. When you hear from somebody else's mouth that, hey, this is legit, dude, it's it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. No, 100%, and especially like in the barbershop industry, it's like you had one of your boys here earlier. He was like, "Oh, you cut hair? I'm gonna let you cut his hair first, so I can see how it looks, and then I'll hit you up."
Exactly.
So it's all about putting yourself out there and definitely standing behind the quality behind what you're doing. I had a guy one time tell me, doesn't matter what you do, but always do it 100%. Do the best you can at whatever you're doing.
Love it, bro. Yeah, and the thing is, man, cutting hair is a piece of art. It's artwork. So when you cut my hair, now when people see me, like, "Yo, nice haircut. Where'd you get it done?" Dude, I'm like a walking referral for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you make that person, you mold them into like an art piece.
Right.
That's what I love about that business, man. And I know we're gonna do some business together.
Yeah.
It's in the works. You know. So I'm looking for spots. A barbershop in Skokie coming near you pretty soon. So we're gonna work on that. But man, that's pretty insane, man. So now you got the barbershop on scale. You're trying to scale that operation. You got in the real estate space. You're becoming an investor now. Not only are you becoming a realtor, a GC, and you're basically buying stuff for your own, for you and your family, buying rentals for you and your wife and girl, right? All that good stuff. You're trying to scale that. And what's next, man?
So, definitely scaling the flips and, eventually I think I want to get into some new construction. I got a couple buddies that have been doing
Right.
pretty well with that and stuff like that. But man, another thing too is like the car wash business, man.
Oh man, car wash
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if
business,
you heard
next
about
level.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's next level.
automatic car wash business. Yeah, that's pretty good, so
Subscription base. You
yes.
know, so when
Yeah, yeah.
they buy for whatever, $100, $70 a month,
Hmm.
dude. You get 1,000 people, 100 people, you're
Yeah.
making
Cash flow,
thousands,
man.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
yeah, man. Yeah, that's the next business, right? That's insane. I was looking into it, bro. I was thinking about like getting a franchise for the car wash business
mhm.
where they set everything up for a few hundred K and then just like put on autopilot.
You gotta talk to Kyle, man.
Yeah?
Talk to Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's in
yeah.
the car wash business?
Yeah. He's got I think he's got two right now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, he was getting crazy offers before they were even open.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I need to
But
talk to him.
yeah, definitely. You gotta get in contact with
It's
him,
not
man.
what you know, it's who you know,
Yeah.
right? Who you know will get you in the rooms, but what you know helps you stay in the rooms. So that's one thing we're
Yeah.
gonna leave the audience with.
100%.
Yeah. So man, that's pretty insane, man. You got this. But let's talk about this one thing, man. How did we meet? All right. That's one. I know an angel for 7 years now. It's
Yeah.
crazy how we met. We met because of real estate.
Yeah. So we were going to that one what was it called?
It was some event on meetup.com, right? It was
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's
meetup.
how I
Yeah.
found it too on
Yeah.
meetup.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this real estate event. We went out there, saw you and your brother there, and met a couple other people there and stuff like that. And we were actually both just like,
We were brand
Start-
new.
yeah.
That was like my first real estate event.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was like my first
Yeah.
one,
I think that was like my second. Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
man, it's crazy, man. Definitely seeing you throughout your journey and everything is happy for you, brother.
Oh man,
Congrats,
happy
man.
for you too, man. We're both making it happen.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah, bro. I only bring on elite people, elite entrepreneurs, people that are doing 6, 7 figures, are crushing the business. 'Cause a lot of people they're working a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
right? They want to escape that rat race,
Mhm.
and I just want to let people know, like, hey, everyone that I brought on, including myself, we actually make money in this business, right? We actually escape the rat race, and we have our own, business, and
Yeah.
we're making good money from it. So if we could do it, you guys could do it too. All you need is
100%.
the mindset, right?
Yeah.
Talk about mindset a little bit, man. How was your mindset when you were working at a barbershop to opening up your own barbershop?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest, man. In the beginning, I was very young. I was very young. I definitely always had that little fire inside of me of to like hustle and do something. But it wasn't until I really started. I'd say I was cutting hair for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Once I hit that 2 year mark, I was never the type to really read books like that. But Rich Dad Poor Dad
Yeah.
changed my whole life, man. That was the first book that I ever read from cover to cover.
Yeah.
And man, honestly, like it changed my whole life.
You don't gotta be rich, man, to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
To get into real estate.
Yeah, no, and
So-
you know what? And a lot of the stuff that I've done, sometimes I don't even come out of pocket,
Yeah.
like with my own money. So it's definitely once people start seeing what you're doing and they see you have success in the business, like you said yourself, people just start throwing money at you, and that's not to say everybody's money's good and you should take everybody's money, but definitely try to learn everything that you can, and you always got to work on your mind because your mind is your most powerful muscle, right? At the end of the day, if your mind's not right, but this, that, but you're battling battles in your mind, which we all do every day. Maybe flipping through the Bible a couple times, maybe reading a couple pages on a motivational book, on a mental health book, stuff like that. Definitely gets you back into that mind space of okay, you know what? Let me dial in. Let me dial in. It's about doing stuff that you don't want to do,
But you have to.
but you have to do it. You have to do it, whether I want to do it or not. Like I tell my girl all the time, I don't want to do this, but I have to go. I have to go do this.
There's times where I wake up, man. I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I could just do everything on my phone.
Yeah.
Take my emails, take my calls. But it's like I'm gonna get lazy that way. I have to get up. I have to network. I have to meet new people. At this point, I don't even gotta go outside. I got enough money coming in from my rentals. My flips are automated.
Right.
But I need to go out and talk with like-minded people, network. I still go to networking events, right? I throw my own events now. So it's just like the reason I do it. It's like, dude, I feel like making 7 figures, and a lot of people in the room aren't even making 7 figures. But I don't do it for that reason. I do it to where like, hey, I want like-minded people and the next 7 figure, 8 figure earners in this room somewhere.
Yeah.
You just gotta take them out,
Yep.
So
100%. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, and you don't know how far they're gonna go either.
Exactly, bro.
They might not have as much as you, but they might be able to give you that one word or that one sentence that's like, you're a missing piece for your business.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't even know that if you weren't in that spot, in that same room, you know?
Exactly, man. And there's some people that come out to our events, man. They got more than us, right? They got more than me and a lot of people there. They have maybe 100 plus doors. They got one guy, Rafe. He has his own brokerage. He has multiple locations. He has like 40, 50 agents under him. So it's always good talking to people like that.
Right.
And when you throw events, you could put all the like-minded people together, right? It doesn't matter what level they're in. You put them all together. And like you said, man, you never know what sentence might just trigger something in your head and be like, oh, dude, now that's going to change the game.
I didn't even think of that. Like, how did that? Yeah.
Like, that's what's
that's happened a lot of times for me, man.
Yeah, man.
And believe it or not, sometimes it'll even come from kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It only happens when you're out there, though. It only happens. So if you're sitting at home, and you're, like he said earlier, Angel said, you have to do the things even if you don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Right? You have to go out. You have to meet with new people. You got to network. If you don't do that stuff, you're never going to go to the next level.
Right.
That's like a no-brainer, man. It's a must. But a lot of people, it's common sense to us, but it's like a lot of people don't even have that, lack that common sense. Like, oh, no, I'm going to go to my 9 to 5 and go back home.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You're doing a 9 to 5, that's cool, but what are you doing from 5 to 9?
Exactly.
Right?
I was always a firm believer, and I've never really worked a 9 to 5 job like that. I've always kind of been an entrepreneur. I did do like something seasonal right before I started cutting hair. I was working at this warehouse with my mother. And it was kind of just like from, fall time, a little bit of winter, they get busy. They used to sell like costumes and stuff, so around Halloween to like Christmas time, it would be really, really busy. And then, so I was there, and I think I got my first check, man. And it was like, I think I worked like, I want to say like, it was 2 weeks and we were getting paid every 2 weeks, man. But the check was like $350, man. And, at the time, I was like, man, like, what am I here for, And so one of the owners where I was working at the barbershop, he told me, he was like, look, man, you want to go waste your time over there working a 9 to 5, or you want to come here and make that amount of money doing what you like to do?
Yeah.
And,
you can make that in a day.
Exactly. Yeah. Easy. No problem cutting hair in a day,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. You got to get your mind right and you got to have the willpower in order to do it, There's a lot of people, and this, in the industry, they talk about what they're going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, don't tell me. Show me.
Yeah. Just do it.
Exactly.
Like Nike says, just go and do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I heard this one story. Nike is not a business. Nike doesn't sell shoes. They sell motivation.
Exactly.
So it's just like, you got to make sure your brand stands for something. Right? When you're building a brand, like even with you, you're not just cutting hair. People do business with people they like and trust.
Exactly.
Right? The reason why they come to you is because of your brand, right? Your character.
Yeah.
How you make them feel.
Yeah.
Right? Like after my cut, I was like, man, I think I might switch barbers, man. He might be the go-to, right? So I might have to come every Sunday, every Saturday, man. I might be the 9 a.m. sharp, first person in the seat,
Let's do it.
So
not only that, man, but like they say, people don't remember what you tell them; they remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And I've learned that. I've probably heard that saying for the first time probably like 8 years ago, and it's done me wonders ever since, man.
Yeah, man. See that one sentence, bro, and now you're like, dude, I gotta take every single day, every single thing I do that way. I gotta make someone feel a certain way.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Especially when closing. You know how that is.
Oh, man.
You gotta build that rapport.
Man. The deal's not done until the check is cleared.
Exactly.
So it's just like, that's what it comes down. You gotta be, put it on a whole, story. You gotta put on, I wouldn't say a whole act, but you gotta put on a whole, presentation.
Until
the deal's done.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, man, closing is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hold their hand.
Too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why we get paid the big bucks,
Yeah.
We do things that others don't, right? So,
exactly.
like working at 9 to 5, you're doing what your boss is telling you to do, but there's so much opportunity out there that if you just take the leap of faith, and you might not do the best your first year. Like I remember, like I will talk about my first year in wholesaling. My first year I only made $2,000, right? It wasn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then my second year, same thing, made a few $1,000. But my third year, now we're cracking 40, 50K. Then we're doing the year after 400K. Then we hit $1 million.
Right.
Our fifth year, now we're projected to do 3 million.
Right.
But how did it happen? Slow climb.
Exactly. It's the compound effect. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Like, how was your first year, man?
It was rough, man. It was rough. When we were going out to those meetups and stuff, remember?
7 years ago, man. I can't believe it's been 7 years.
Yeah. I was still in the works of kind of like getting the barbershop going, So that was my problem. I wasn't really too consistent. It doesn't matter what you do, you got to be consistent in it, Because if you do marketing for a month, 3 months, and then you stop for another month. It's like all that pipeline that you had built up, all that, all those follow-ups you were doing, all that stuff, it goes to excuse my French, but it goes to shit,
100%.
Yeah. So, it's definitely, you gotta be consistent, man. But man, my first year, it was my first year. Okay, so I started off as an investor first, and then COVID hit, and then obviously they closed the barber shop, couldn't do too much with that. And everybody thought I was an agent. I was doing flips before. I had probably done like 2 flips before I got my license, and it was like, okay, now I have some spare time. Like you see how much you're paying out in commission just to sell your properties. And then all these big guys behind me, they were showing me, oh look, I paid this amount for agents fees just this year. I'm like, man, why not get my license? Everybody already thinks I'm a licensed agent. They're asking me for houses. I'm at the barbershop. They're asking me, hey, can you help me find the house? Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? I'm not an agent, so I got my real estate license. That kind of helped kickstart a lot of the other investing stuff and stuff like that, But yeah, man, it was a slow start. I think my first year in real estate, I think I only did like 35, 40 grand, stepped it up a little bit. Then we made like 80 grand, and then, numbers just keep growing from there, man,
Yeah, man. That's what it is, man. Like the compound effect. The more you do, the more you put yourself out there, the more network you have, the more, like you said, the more people the more money you make. Right? So same with us, man. Like we're like, hey, the more leads we have, the more properties we're getting under contract, and the more deals we're going to close.
Exactly.
The more deals we close, the more money we make.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, man. That's what it comes down to, man. But I think we had some phenomenal things, man. Leading people off with, the compound effect, guys. So just whatever you're doing, doesn't matter if you want to open up a barber shop, doesn't matter if you want to get into real estate, doesn't matter if you want, whatever you want to do, you just got to stay consistent, right? Yeah. And just the compound effect, right? Keep it going. Don't quit. So we're gonna keep, leave the audience with that. But man, where can they find you?
So I'm on all social medias. On my Instagram's angel_the broker. That's my real estate stuff. The barbershop is exclusive_hair studios, and then my barber page for myself is exclusive king.
Exclusive king. Yep. Guys, we're gonna put all the information in the description below. Make sure you follow my guy. We threw a lot of gems at you. And remember, guys, if you like this type of content, if you like this podcast, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one.